Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to WMSE on a Tuesday for another edition of Local Live. Good to be back in the studio. My name is Cal. I'm here as usual with Erin.
Welcome back. It's nice to have you back here.
Thank you. Good to be back, and really happy to be in the studio tonight with Ms. Lotus Fankh, who is out there getting ready to perform for you all. Last time we had her on, she was kind of a newcomer to the scene, and she just was about to release her Better Than This EP. And I remember, I don't think I had ever heard of her until like we had booked that show, and it's been really just cool to watch her artistic journey over these last few years. It's nice to have any new strong feminist voices in Milwaukee, and that's what she kind of struck me as immediately, and she's just been kind of developing that voice ever since, so very cool to watch her career progress over these years.
Indeed. And yeah, she's been pretty busy. She had recently played in the Safe Travel Soiree to send off Will Rose of Bow and Arrow and Abby Jean. She also appeared in a lineup for the International Women's Day celebration. She also had a video that has not yet been released to the public. It's called Knowledge. That appeared in the Milwaukee Music Video Show at the Milwaukee Film Fest last year. So she's just kind of building a list here, and she's getting ready to release a new project in April, which is a blog entitled Lost. So we're going to hear a little bit more about that and all the subsequent shows she's got built around that blog that she is creating, including, I think, an early date in April at the Moon Room and also a date in mid-April at the Cactus Club.
Very exciting. Lots of stuff going on in the life of Ms. Lotus Fankh, and we're going to talk all about that in a little bit. And even before that, we'll get to some live performance. But first, we've got just a quick message for you, so stick around.
WMSE's Local Live is supported by Club Garibaldi. Located at 2501 South Superior Street in Bayview. Open 7 days a week, Club Garibaldi serves burgers, hot wings, and more, and features live music weekly. For more information and Club Garibaldi's live music events, visit clubgaribaldi.com.
Thanks to Club Garibaldi for supporting this program. We'll be back there next week, of course, for the next installment of our Live at Club Garibaldi series. For now, though, we're going to turn it over to the Bob and Genie Friedman Live Performance Studio. Here is Ms. Lotus Fankh.
Hello, Radio Land. Hello, Facebook friends. Tune in. My name is Miss Lotus Fankh. And if you're driving, just listen. But if you're riding along, I want you to close your eyes and picture this. I'm alone in the room with my setup and my guitar. And normally, we share stories, but I want to start with painting a picture. another day. Will you still want me? So I'm writing you this song, just in case, in case. So I'm writing you this song, baby, just in case, in case, in case, in case you erase me, in case you erase me. So I'm writing you this song, in case you erase me, baby. In case you erase me, baby. In case you erase me. Don't erase me. Don't erase me. Yeah. In case. So I'm writing you this song, just in case. Oh, just in case. This next song is just because the sun is back in Milwaukee. And I'm so happy, and I know you happy too. And I was missing it so much, I just had to write a song about the solar return. And that happens to be entitled Back to the Stars. Whoa, whoa. The cold is coming from the ground. I can't let it get me down. I done dug deep to grow so far. I'm heading back to the stars. I'm reaching up and reaching out. Whoa. Like a tree I'll sprout. I'm growing roots and digging deep. I'm planted on my 2 feet. I'm reaching up and reaching out. I'm reaching up and down. Oh, the cold is coming from the ground, yeah, but we can't let it get us down. Keep living truth and growing deep. We standing on our 2 feet. We reaching up and out, back, 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 back. We're going back to the stars, oh, back, 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 back to the back to the star. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. The cold is coming from the ground, but I can't let it get me down. I done dug deep to grow so far. I'm heading back to the stars. I'm going back to the stars. Welcome, sun, and welcome, spring. But you know what I ain't gonna welcome? Somebody else mess in my life. Let me tell you, this next song goes out to anybody who has somebody in their life trying to leave negative energy. I want you to tell them these words. I want you to tell them, Miss Lotus Fankh says, you can keep that to yourself. This next song is entitled, You Can Keep That. Yes. You ain't always got to pick up what somebody's leaving down. And if you ain't got the words, I'm going to help you out, okay? Tell you how they go, okay? So listen up, all right? Don't give me lip, you can keep that. Don't give me you can keep that. I won't take it, you can bet that. I won't take it, no. Don't give me lip, you can keep that. Don't give me, you can keep that. I won't take it, you can bet that. I won't take it. Oh, why you gotta do things? Why you gotta do things when you know they make me mad? Why do you really want to go and things just like that? Because I promise you there's always another way. I promise, I promise. It's clear we must be having a real misunderstanding, because I'm pretty sure I told you in the last verse that I got some ground rules, but yet we here again, right? Like, it seems you're talking crazy. It seems you're talking to me. No, 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 no. Don't give me lip, you can keep that. Don't give me, you can keep that. I won't take it, you can bet that. I won't take it, no, no. Don't give me lip, you can keep that. Don't give me, you can keep that. I won't take it, you can bet that. I won't take it no more. That's right. You tell them they can keep that all to themselves. And I got a last song real quick right here. This is a quick blues that I like to call Poor Excuse for Love. My name, once again, is Miss Lotus Fankh. Not like they used to say in the 70s. I mean, like, gone. I could never see you, baby. You was always out of sight. And when you gave me the chance, baby, you kept me waiting up through the night. And that ain't right. I had a poor excuse for love when there ain't no love as such. I had a poor excuse for love when there ain't no love as such. I had to let you go, babe, when I found my love and saw it was enough. Thank you, thank you. My name is Miss Lotus Fankh.
Hi, this is Ashley.
And Tyler.
And we're from the band Whip.
All right, we are in the studio with Miss Lotus Fankh. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Yes, yes. I think the last time I came here was it the anniversary of Prince's death? Or the day?
It was like right
that
around
might be.
that time.
It might have been the day because I remember listening to Prince on my way here. It was really sad.
Yeah.
It was anyway.
And last time you had a full band too, right?
Yes, last time was a full band for my first ever EP.
Yeah, that's so cool. I guess we want to start out with just some basic questions to do a little digging, in case people haven't heard of you before.
Yeah.
And I read that you credit your dad with sharing his broad love of various musical genres with you when you were, growing up. So what was like that first artist or maybe first song that he shared with you that really stuck out?
One thing that really stuck out, well, I wouldn't say it's the first one because they were always loud and always playing. But the one that made me like, man, he really did inspire me with that music was when Kill Bill came out, and I happened to know all of the score songs. And I was familiar with them because of Ennio Morricone, and my dad used to listen to, it was embarrassing actually. I would come home and you would just hear like scores from Westerns like playing through the windows, and I'll be like walking in with my head down with my book bag on like, yep, this is my house. There's not cowboys in there, but there's some music going on.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's good. It's catchy. A lot of whistling.
Yeah, it is. Right. And after a while, I like grew up and got over the fact that it was made like with violins and stuff, and started playing the violin. And then, right, like what? Full circle.
Yeah. So I'm guessing your dad was the one who got you into playing music too, and maybe violin, right?
Well, actually, my mom my mom and my dad, they signed us both, me and my sisters up. Excuse me, all three of my sisters up for music classes and dance classes when we were really young. And we started off at like City Ballet Theater. We used to work with the Milwaukee Symphony Youth Orchestra or Opera. And then I went up to MSOE and I started with the piano. And then, we all went to Lincoln Middle School of the Arts. So that was like, what? They just let a whole bunch of 15-year-olds play with equipment. Oh, I'm there. Or 12-year-olds. How old do you have to be in middle school?
Yeah, 12 sounds about right. Yeah. That's great.
And then you went to Milwaukee High School of the Arts, right?
Yep. Continuing my education there.
What was it? We've had a few alumni from that school. Throughout the Milwaukee music scene. But can you tell people a little bit about your experience there, like what it was like going to school there?
Well, if you've ever seen Fame.
Yes.
The TV show or the movie?
Man, it's like, right, I've only seen the movie, so I don't even think I saw that. Anyways, it was a lot like that, though, I imagine. People playing in the hallways, making practice space out of anywhere, a lot of collaboration, a lot of just fun, creation for every hour, and then like a couple hours of math and science, and then dodgeball here and there. And that was like, I could do that.
Dodgeball is the one inescapable thing about
right. It's gonna
no matter
happen.
where you go to school.
Right.
Okay.
Regardless of the age, dude, like they're gonna hit you with that red ball. Actually, I found out recently that dodgeball is not a good thing to play anymore in schools. Apparently, that's a thing. So,
I think I may have heard that too. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I guess if you're throwing balls at kids, in hindsight,
Yeah.
It's like a sanctioned
It's not
form of
fun.
bullying, really, because
right.
I was not one of the more athletic kids, so I was not good at dodgeball. I hated it. So.
Yeah. Now in hindsight, it's 2020. Oh, it was making everything terrible for some kids.
I survived, but
Yeah.
So, but you weren't singing in those days, right? You started singing at UW Stevens Point, right?
Yeah. I'm a weirdo. I used to, so I started playing the violin in middle school. Picked up the guitar in high school. Started writing poetry in high school, late middle school, high school. And I would write these songs. I would compose all these scores. I used to compose for orchestras because I was in an orchestra program. They had a really nice partnership with some school. I wish I could remember so I could credit them. But I did all this composing. I did all this writing music. I did all this poetry. And it wasn't until I was really butthurt in college that I decided to write a song. And then I was like, I've been doing all these elements of songwriting and I haven't dabbled in songwriting yet. I'm slow. Oh, well, here I go. And so, yeah, I actually started my sophomore year or the second to last year of college. And everybody's like, why haven't you sang before? And I'm like, I don't know. I play sing all the time. And then I went on to start my first band after graduating college. So, real early. And then and I got a loop station and got my guitar and violin all set up and started incorporating it more into my shows. And here I am.
Yeah. That's
Were you going to school for music then?
I flunked out of the music program. It was terrible. It was horrible. I tried. My violin sounded terrible. It was like some free violin that they were going to throw away at my old middle school, and I was like, "Oh man, I'll throw this away for you," with the air quotes, and then I took it. And then there was a reason they were throwing it away because it sounded so bad. So trying to do the program was proved to be difficult, and then looking for prices on new violins in college, I'm like, I'm not going to rent one, and I'm cheap. That's another thing about me. I'm not going to rent one, and I'm not going to buy one because I don't have that kind of money. And I dropped out, went to psychology, loved psychology. That's a big passion of mine. I have a big passion for it, like finding out the way the brain works and such. And then just kept doing an elective with jazz. I have roots in the jazz program at High School of the Arts and the orchestra program, and then I just kept the two alive with, jazz violin.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. We'll have to find your old violin from a long time ago. Aww.
I left that for someone else to find. Okay. I said, you'll make someone else happy.
Yeah.
And then immediately sad.
Oh man. Okay. So, I don't know if this is top secret or not, but I got to see the video for Knowledge, which was at Milwaukee Film Fest, but apparently you haven't officially released it yet. Is that off subject? Can we not talk about it at all?
Well, I mean, we're talking about it. I do have a video for that song, along with another video that I'm going to be releasing later this year.
Okay.
So you got to stay tuned out there, Radio Land. Follow me on the internets.
Well, what I was wondering is, the video is so mysterious and kind of is open-ended. Is it part of a series that you're creating? It has a really unusual storyline and vibe to it, and I'm just wondering if you have a bigger video project planned.
Well, I do have a bigger video project plan, but it's not necessarily entwined with the Knowledge. It's more of delve into another side of my artistry, delve into more topics and more of my writing side. So that's the video project that's coming out. Knowledge is actually just about not conforming to the status quo. So it's kind of open-ended because it's then what is next? Right, you find out. You
Okay. So look for that video, everybody.
Yeah, it's
It'll be
really
out.
good. It's
Yeah.
really good.
I feel like you've kind of embraced video more than a lot of artists, as far not just in terms of like making official videos, but you post a lot on Facebook, just like various videos about stuff like that. Are there like other musicians whose videos particularly inspire you, or even filmmakers who inspire you as far as on the video side of things?
Oh yeah, there's so many filmmakers who inspire me. And I'm terrible at names, so I could tell you Clint Manson. I want to say no, that's not his name. That's the name of the guy who writes the scores. But I'm really inspired by movies like Requiem for a Dream. I'm really inspired by film that just grasps you. I'm big into film, and I watch them all the time. And I've literally watched every single scary movie that exists.
So you've seen Us.
Oh, already. Yes. Twice.
All right.
Yeah.
You also mentioned that you see yourself possibly doing film score work in the future. I mean, I know you mentioned Ennio Morricone as one of your early inspirations. Are there any movies that you can think of that like you feel like, oh, I wish I would have been able to do the music for that, or that would have been perfect for
if I
your
could
style?
have done anything for Issa Rae, if you're listening right now, I would love to give you all my music. Seriously, because Insecure was just such a good program, and actually she was a big inspiration for me too. Speaking of video, like people, I used to watch Awkward Black Girl back in the day when it was like her hand-drawn logo, and and then I kept watching, and then when she came out with Insecure, I was just like, and I was hoping I did, I submitted some music, and I was just like, maybe, but I will hand deliver it to you if you want to just drop me a line, Issa and team. I'll hand deliver it. I'll take a trip.
Never know. She might be out there.
I know, right? I'm going to share it. I'm definitely going to post this to you all.
Not to shift, but I wanted to point out too, we had OQ in the studio like a few weeks back, and I noticed that your name was in the credits on their EP. Can you tell us about that collaboration, and are you working on any other projects with any other local artists?
Yes. So I had so much fun working with Liam on the OQ project. It was really fun. Actually, I just came back in town and literally left from the plane to my house to change, and then went to the studio to record on some nuance music, and it was fun for me because I'm really also inspired by music from Pink Floyd, and they did a lot of work with like vocalists where it was just like emoting, and I was like, oh, this is fun. So you just want me to sing a feeling? Great. Okay.
Cool.
It was so much fun. Yeah. And I'm featuring some artists on my next project, so I'm really excited about that one. And I got a collaboration working with the dancer V. Adams coming out soon.
Okay.
So there's tons of stuff coming up.
That's exciting. Multimedia.
Yes. Yeah.
So speaking of projects and multimedia, you have a blog you're unveiling in April called Lost. Could you explain what Lost is all about? I know you are hoping to have that as a main talking point for this. So could you like kind of dig deep and like explain where it all started?
Yeah. So Lost is a story about a journey through self-discovery. Hence the title Lost. And it's all talking about adolescence and growing up into body image, going up in through body image issues, and just really showing another side of me as an artist, and also showing off my writing style. There's a lot of narrative. And then there's also a lot of pictures from Facebook. So if you're in for a scroll into the past, there'll be tons of Throwback Thursdays in there, from childhood Lotus to really bad fashion phase Lotus. So there's tons to come with that one. And that's going to be released in 4 pieces. So it's just one story, 4 pieces. So people can tune in every week and look for a new segment.
Cool. Is this something you're going to keep strictly to like the written form, or are you going to create like recorded like podcast or audio for it?
Well, there is the other side of Lost, Lost at Home, and that is the project that I'm working with V. Adams on. It's going to be a play that's fiction and mostly talking about the body image side of things and the issue with self-harm, and there's a lot of deep topics there. So that's going to be a video project that comes out, but then it's also going to be a play / I guess a musical, because I'm going to be singing that people can come and take a look at and be a part of. So
cool.
It's exciting. Speaking of blogs, looking at catching up on some older blog posts of yours, I have to ask, are you still a big fan of baked beans?
Yes. Yes. But I've learned my lesson. I made chili for lunch one week not too long ago, and halfway through the week, I was like, nope, I'm cooking again because I'm not going down that road. But I've had to learn a lesson or two about oranges. I didn't know oranges also can give you the runs. If you eat like 4 in a day, because I buy a bag of orange, and I'm like, well, now I'm eating oranges. And then
I've heard good things about kombucha too. I don't know.
Right.
Just be careful with that too.
Don't drink it by the liter.
Well, we should probably get you back out there for your second set.
Yes.
You got a couple more songs for us. Tell us a little bit about First Step.
First Step is a song all about trying new things, which is really nice because all of these blogs and writing things are trying new things, and I'm just taking my first step with it. And hopefully, if I fall on my face, I have the strength to get back up, because I will. Because I will.
All right. Well, that's what you're going to kick off the set with. And listeners, we'll be right back in just a couple minutes with some more live music from Ms. Lotus Fankh. Stay tuned.
Sometimes it's hard to take that first step, afraid that we might fall, but something in us pushes forward, breaking through that wall. I'm not as well as I put on. I find this truth when I'm alone, but this is no truth to run from. It's something to know and somewhere to grow from. Day by day we take it, riding through these waves. Every day is ended naked as we came. Whoa, sometimes it's hard to take that first step, afraid that we might fall, but something in us pushes forward, than the rest. But determination keeps us going, and wisdom, it helps us rest. Things are always changing, coming to and fro. So if you're ever knocked down, it will change, you know. Oh, sometimes it's hard to take that first step. I know it's hard, afraid that we might fall. We've got to move on, but something in us pushes forward, breaking through that wall, breaking through that wall, breaking through that wall, breaking through that wall, breaking through. Yes, y'all. Miss Lotus Fankh encourage y'all to try something new. And I'm also going to encourage y'all to stay as you are. This last song was inspired by Earth, Wind, and Fire, and it's entitled Stay As You Are. You some free. Go on with your bad self. You better make some room to be. You some free. Go on with your bad self. You better make some room to be. Go on with your bad self. Go on, get you some free. Come on, go on with your bad self and just make some room to be. Sing it now, yeah. stay as you are and just live your life and be yourself and be ever wonderful. You're the only one who can do you. So stay as you are. Stay as you Thank you for tuning in. Once again, my name is Miss Lotus Fankh, Fankh. Stay as you are.
Hey, this is Abby Jean.
All right, we're back in the studio with Ms. Lotus Fankh. Thanks for that excellent second set.
Thank you.
Great.
It's fun.
Yeah. And tell us what you've picked out for This Is Your Song.
I picked out a song that I've just been singing in public with no shame whatsoever. It is called Excuse Me by Lizzo, and I love the lyrics, and I just be feeling it because I be feeling myself. Lizzo is another person that will hand deliver some stuff too, so if you hear me, let me drop you a line.
I nominate Ms. Lotus to open for Lizzo next time she comes to town. That would be a great pairing,
Yeah.
I must say.
Yeah, I would just be bugging on stage with her too.
All right, well, without further ado then, let's give it a spin. This is Excuse Me by Lizzo. This Is Your Song, Local Live.
Look up in the mirror, oh my God, it's me. So much pride on me, I'm a prodigy. I'ma do my thing, no apology. Coconutty rose in my skin regime. Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me what you see. It's that, oh my God, it's looking heavenly. Ooh, hopping Power Rangers, purple, yellow, pink. Throwing ones, wonder what my mama think. Feeling like a stripper when I'm looking in the mirror. I be slapping on that ass, getting thicker and thicker. I don't see nobody else. Excuse me while I feel myself. Excuse me while I feel myself. I don't see nobody else. Excuse me while I feel myself. Excuse me while I feel myself. Look up in the mirror, oh, I'm having visions. Feeling like a million, ooh, I can get it. Who that is? How over there? Looking good. Feeling yourself. Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me what you see. It's that, oh my God, it's looking heavenly. Ooh, I mix the Yaki with the Cherokee. Throwing ones, wonder what my mama think. Feeling like a stripper when I'm looking in the mirror. I be slapping on that ass, getting thicker and thicker. I don't see nobody else. Excuse me while I feel myself. Excuse me while I feel myself. I don't see nobody else. Excuse me while I feel myself. Hey, now spoon in. Now stir the soup. That spoon, spoon. That spoon, spoon. I don't need a crown to know that I'm a queen. I don't need a crown to know that I'm a queen. I don't see nobody else. Excuse me while I feel myself. Excuse me while I feel myself. I don't see nobody else. Excuse me while I feel myself. Excuse me while I feel myself.
Everybody for tuning in to tonight's edition of Local Live. Local Live is a production of WMSE Radio, recorded and broadcast live from the Bob and Genie Friedman Live Performance Studio on the downtown campus of MSOE. Local Live is produced by me and Cal, engineered by Billy Cicerelli, video by Moleskin Productions, and hospitality tonight provided by Cedar Teeth Pizza, who can be found online at cedarteeth.com. Anodyne Coffee, who can be found online at anodynecoffee.com, and by Sprecher Brewing Company. More info at spreckerbrewery.com. And for upcoming guests and archives of past Local Live performances, visit WMSE.org. Tune in again next Tuesday at 6, or come to Club Garibaldi's, because we will be having our Live at Club G's session with 1913. Doors are at 5:30. It's for anyone who's 21 or over. If you're not, you gotta listen on the radio at 91.7 FM. So that's what's going down April 2nd, next Tuesday.
Be there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be jazzy. All right, that's going to do it for us. We'll see you next week. Stay tuned for Midnight Radio.